Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do actually a very quick chapter review of Magi. Magi. Chapter 221 review. Now, today has been a fascinating day. Just found out that, or I found out a few hours ago, that my laptop, it can take 32 gigs of RAM, but I only have like 2 slots, and it already comes with 8 gigs already installed to the motherboard. But problem here is that I expected to be able to have 4 slots, or at least 3 slots, so I can have 3 8 gigabytes, so I can have 32 gigs, which is the maximum amount of RAM that my motherboard can actually handle. But instead, I only have 2 slots. So my max right now, or at least the max I can attain with just the 2 slots, is 24 gigs of RAM. Now, granted, it's, no. Let me not get into it. Because, and then I need to actually reset my PC because stuff. But let me focus on the actual chapter at hand here, because you guys don't care about my life. My life be like, yeah. You guys don't care about my shit. It's all about Magi. And this chapter is actually very simple. The thing here is this. They did a time skip, and it's been 5 years. And most of the chapters actually focus on the relationship between, or at least, let me take that back. Let me, retract my my statement. Not the relationship, but more so, we see Shiva, and she's grown up. She's now 17 years old, and she's starting to have feelings for Solomon. However, there is basically a wall, and that wall is Arba. Apparently, Arba has known Solomon since he was a little brat, since he was quote-unquote stupid. And the reason why, one of the key reasons why he actually has her there, Arba, is because Solomon wants someone to, among his peers, he wants someone to know how he was before he became the guy he is today. Because he doesn't want to have this god complex. Arba, at least in this chapter, because whether or not he actually loves her or not is on the fence. And given what we know about Sheba being one of the 3 wise Magi who winds up betraying Solomon and so on and so forth, you can make the assumption that maybe it is in fact the case that Solomon and Arba do hitch together. However, we're not too sure about that just yet based on this one chapter. Because as far as I can tell, Solomon sees her as his best friend. Her and Ugo. But we don't know if love is the right word. However, clearly Arba loves Solomon. That's very obvious. And it's basically a giant wall when it comes to Sheba. Because she wants in. And she can't get in because Arba, she's blocking the road. So, it's unfortunate, but that's the way things are. Arba and Solomon just have a better relationship. They have a much deeper history. Now, and also in the chapter, we do get to find out a few small things here and there. We get to find out that apparently Wahid and Falan, they actually hitched together and, they had a baby. And we don't know what happened with that Wahid in his eyes. It looks as if he was attacked, or maybe we don't know. But basically, at some point in time, he winds up losing his eyes. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Either that, or it's some kind of fashion statement or an accessory of some kind. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's the whole Kenpachi complex, where he's doing it on purpose just to stun his own abilities to have a better fight, because he is someone who is combat based more so than the other individuals among Solomon boys. So, if we're not too sure, but the fact that remains that those two, they're now hitched. Also, we get to find out a few very fascinating things here. We get to see another species. It's the same species that is a part of one of the 3 jinn that Cohen has, Phoenix. And they're a whole new species, like these female angels, pretty much. And then we find out that there are griffins, and like there are like other like griffins and like 2 other species. Like one was Hindu god related, and the other one escapes me. But we find out the names of more species that have been pretty much saved by Solomon and his companions and his cohorts. And we also get to find out that apparently 3/4 of the world has been liberated. 3/4 of the world has been liberated, free by Lord. And listen, man, when you're manipulating ley lines, it's very hard to beat that. It really is. So, I mean, it's to the point where some of the other species see Solomon as a god, as a god. Now, granted, he's not at that stage yet. However, he is very powerful. And as far as we know so far, he is the most powerful guy on the planet. This guy can control and manipulate the fucking ley lines. Like, that's that. Phenomenal. Yo! Alright, okay, hold on. Now, also in the chapter, yo, like, we gotta find out. And apparently, when it comes to the ages of the people among Solomon's main crew, his main boys, Ugo. Well, no, hold on. Let me backpedal. Sheba right now is 17. We find out from, well, we don't know how old Isnan is, but Seta is 24. Is my age. Ugo is 58. Yo, Ugo is 58, son. That just blew my world. Oh my. What? What? No way, dog. No way, dog. No, you tripping, dog. But apparently he's 58. And according to what we heard from Seta, their magic is so precise, and it's even more so than this because we've seen people like Yunnan manipulate atoms or whatever the hell comprises the current world, but they can actually control the destruction of their own cells via magic. So basically, they can dictate if they age or don't age. Now, I don't know if they can like reverse the aging. I have no idea. But nonetheless, they can dictate if they want to age or not. And the crazy part here is that Ugo looks like he's 20. Well, 30. And he's 58. Now, I don't know if they can actually retain their youth eternally, or if it's a slowing down process. But geez, like that's kind of crazy. And how it's like basic, well not basic, but apparently according to Seta, only third-rate magicians can't control their cells' destruction like the way they can. So second-rate and first-rates can slow down their aging process via magic. which makes sense, but it's still insane. Now, there is something that is very important in the chapter. Alright, well, two main things, and I'm going to wrap this review up. And the first thing is that we find out that apparently something's going on. Something's going on with Il-Ilah and the Magi that those who have the staffs are receiving from Il-Ilah is starting to become a little more heavy, a little more impure. In comes Black God. Now, we don't know what this trigger is, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out because, or at least we should find out, or we're going to have an attempt to find out via talking to the entity known as the Origin Dragon. Something along those lines. But it looks like a giant dragon made out of rook, or at least a white dragon. I'm not too sure. Either it's A, a dragon made out of rook, or B, a white dragon. One of those two. Of course, Chinese-based. So, mystical, more elegant, not the Western, because, you know, like, sidetrack. There are two variants of dragons, mainly, that I understand. There is the more Western one, where the dragons are evil Smog, right? Lord of the Rings Smog. And then there is the dragon, Dragon Ball Z. The more Chinese-based, majestic, and sacred. So, you know, you have Shenron or you have Smog, right? You have Dragon Balls or I am fire, I am death. And in this case, we're going with Shenron. And the dragon's looking very sacred, very pure, elegant. And they're going to go talk to the one dragon to rule them all right? They're going to go talk to this guy. So, I'm curious as to what it's going to talk about, because apparently when Solon was mentioning how he had spoken to a species that had existed before humans received their Magi from Il-Ilah, Shiva puts two and two together and makes the deduction that it's this guy, it's this almighty, it's this dragon. So fascinating. I mean, alive for a very long time. We're talking about like 800 years plus. Old. So maybe it knows. I don't know. Maybe it can communicate with Il-Ilah again. And I think it really does. I think it really does matter when it comes to the name, because Ilah was first known as Ilah. And then all of a sudden it changed to Il-Ilah. I'm like, why is there an ill all of a sudden? And I'm going to probably talk about that later on during the week. Maybe either tomorrow when I have, because tomorrow is chapter review day. So I don't know if I can do a discussion of Magi. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow night if I'm actually really in the mood. But that means I'm done. I am adios. So, King Lightning, the chapter overall, it was actually a very informative chapter. Most of it was really focused on Shiva and her feelings and the fact that she's pretty much being vagina blocked is not really a good word, not really a nice way to put it, but she's being blocked pretty much by Arba. Alright, there is competition and Arba's clearly winning, and this maybe this is the start of her fall into darkness. I don't know. I mean, in this, honestly, it's just a part of growing up. It's part of life. But in their world, since you have magic, things that normally wouldn't get blown out of proportion probably would. Because when emotions run high and you have that kind of power, bad things can occur. Alright? So, I wasn't gonna go into a whole gun talk, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So, that being said, the chapter is simple, and it does have very important piece of information here and there. So, overall, OK plus chapter of Magi. OK plus. So, I'm out. King Lightning, be sure, of course, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. And it looks like, actually, because of Arba's words saying how how Solomon is okay at swordsmanship, but he'd be better if he was taller, I'm guessing that he's gonna actually stop, or he's going to return his cells back to the way they were, or he's going to at least basically he's gonna let himself age a little more so he can get bigger and taller, just like Arba wanted. And when she said that, she was blushing. So again, Sheba not exactly the prime candidate here for hand in marriage, but hey, it is what it is. Well, actually, I don't know if they have marriage in their world, but whatever. I'm done. So King of Lion chapter is going to be OK+, and I will see you guys later. Rate the video, comment, subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.